Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm here with Cold Smile and we want to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of Zoom poker. Should we always play Zoom? Should we use different strategies and why? Yeah, first question, Cold Smile. Do you like Zoom or do you hate Zoom?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me today. Secondly, I'm absolutely in love with Zoom, obviously, because I make videos about Zoom only, basically, and I don't play any rec tables. Because for me, it's a little bit more, yeah, suitable, I would say, because you can hop into games and out of games whenever you want, so it's a little bit better with time management. And as long as you consider yourself still learning, it's pretty nice to play in a pool where you can stop and take some better notes or stop and review some things and then come back and maybe learn that way a little bit more efficient. Whereas when you play a long sessions on rec tables, you can't really quit and take a break or because you want to obviously stay at the table and play with the fish, right? So yeah, I like Zoom a lot.
Yeah, makes sense, but you cannot table select. Isn't that a huge disadvantage? When I see a
Um,
fun player, I just hop into a table I love. Super often I get the Jesus seat on the fun player, so the position left to the fun player, and I can play as many hands as I want only with the fun player, and you also have to play tables with only racks.
Yeah, that's one of the big disadvantages when you play Zoom. You're not really able to table select and you can't really seat select either. So there will be spots where you at a table with like five racks and you never would join that table if you saw it randomly popping up in a lobby. So that's the thing that happens a lot, which makes Zoom games on average, if you combine stakes, a little bit tougher than rec tables, for example. So 200 Zoom is way tougher than 200 No Limit as a regular table, especially if you are pretty good in your soft skills, which means table selecting, seat selecting. Back in the days, it was a lot of seat scripting. That's not possible anymore. So the soft skills are basically a term which doesn't really affect Zoom games. So yeah, that's what makes the game average tougher. And your win rate will be on average a little bit smaller, maybe for that case, and then variance will be a little bit bigger. So that's basically the three-step model why Zoom is a little bit tougher and harder to play on average when you compare stakes.
Yeah, makes sense, makes sense. But I would say it also depends a lot on your setup, right? So do you have a laptop? Do you have three screens? Because when you just have a laptop, it's not possible to play multiple poker sites. You can just play one or two sites maybe, and you're super limited. But when you have like three or four screens, it's super easy to play multiple sites, multiple apps, no problem at all. You have so many sites to table select from that you can really pick the best tables, only one or two per sites. That's enough even when you want to play 10 tables. I would say this is also suitable when you have those soft skills, or do you think there is a big disadvantage?
No, not at all. So if you, I mean, you need to have a good setup when you play multiple sites because it takes so much CPU space.
Yeah.
And for that reason, you basically need to have a good setup if you want to seed select and game select over multiple sites and even add emulators and apps maybe and play there.
Yeah, then
And
even
then
more correct.
yeah, and then it comes down basically how good are your soft skills in that matter. I don't need any for Zoom games. I just hop in and out and basically don't really care how the games look like or how the pool looks like or who am I playing against. Um, so I don't really need that. So that's not a thing I need to focus on. So, but the strategy, if we combine like how you actually play in the six max games, like the three bet only strategy, big blind defenses, frequencies, GTO strategies, turnover bets, all the things are basically the same because it's the same game eventually, right? So if you compare these ones without antes, 100 big blind, 6 max poker, it's the same strategy. There's no difference. The difference, I think, is as a result of our little conversation, more about the soft skills, right? So what you need to do around your game, like everything else of your strategy. So for me, something about a soft skill for Zunga is like I need to warm up before my sessions, like get my brain into the poker mode, right? Like reviewing some
Yeah.
hand, spend some time deep into the solver, maybe studying, talk to other guys about a hand, or something like working out regularly before sessions, or skipping my sessions, or taking a break, and then have a small workout to get my brain a bit refreshed, a little bit of oxygen into my brain that I'm able to play my A game again. So that's the things basically I worry about. But for you, it's kind of different, right? With like having multiple lobbies and scanning and etc. So how is it for you?
Yeah, I think it's way, way different because I don't need a warm up cause the table starts so slowly. You have to wait for a seat. Sometimes it takes half an hour till you get the first seat. Then you have like 1, 2, 3 tables open. Usually right now playing 4 to 6 tables. So it's fairly slow. So yeah, no warm-up needed. And I would say the most important thing for you should be hourly or your goals, right? Do you want to make it to 500 Zoom? I would probably start at stars and move my way up and not play all the soft sides and try to make a bunch of money there. Or is the overall hourly the most important thing for you? And then also, this can still mean that you have to play Zoom all the time. Could definitely be possible that Zoom has the highest hourly for you, and maybe not. Maybe playing multiple sites has a way higher hourly, but yeah, you can do the math, right? And also do what you like. It's not only about hourly. When you hate table selecting, when you hate it all the time and you think, oh no, I have to open all those lobbies, I cannot look at them, and I hate the other software, the poker software, and my HUD is not working, I hate it. Please go to Stars, right? Or another platform that has fast forward tables. Maybe Party Poker is something for you, who knows? So I would say most important thing, you have to like it, that you play those games every single day and you are able to grind enough volume. Because when you have a nice hourly, that's good for you, but you need to put in the hours. When you only play once or twice a week, probably even a nice hourly is not enough to make a decent, that you have decent results in the end of the month and the variance is still around. When I talk about variance, variance is also a little bit higher in Zoom, right? Because your overall win rate is way lower than on rec tables. Because I personally hate variance and I always want to have green numbers till the end of the month. That's also something why I don't like Zoom as much, because I'm super limited, because like we mentioned before, not so many fun players in there, or you have to play a really, really high volume. Isn't that true?
To some degree, I would say that's true. Basically, there's still room. The games are still beatable. They are beatable by a big amount, I would say, like a big win rate. I know guys who have like win rates above 7 big blinds on 200 Zoom and 500 Zoom. I even know guys who play 8 tables of Zoom 200 and 500 Zoom mixed, and they beat both stakes for a smaller win rate, but have an insane hourly because they play like, I know, almost 2,000 hands an hour or something like that. So basically it's a bit about how good can you manage 8 tables. It would fry my brain in seconds. I would time out everywhere if I have to play 8 Zoom tables. But back in the day when I was like maybe 5-6 years before today, I did that as well. I played 8 tables of Zoom as well. So yeah, the variance is higher, the win rates are smaller. People on average are a little bit better, I would say. But again, it's about what is your goal. If you want to reach like 100 no limit and make a safe side income, maybe rec tables are the thing for you, and you can work your way up. Maybe do grinding it up via Zoom tables because you can play a little bit more hands an hour. You're still learning. So for me personally, if I need to take myself as an example, like 200 Zoom, 500 Zoom, this is not where it all stops and I play that for the rest of my life. I mean, I'm obviously fine with doing that, but when I say, okay, I maybe want to play 1k rec tables and 2k rec tables in the future and battle with some recs and get a little bit better, still, then 200 Zoom and 500 Zoom is the place for me to go to learn and get better the most efficient way, right? Because I can play that all the time, the pools are always running.
Yeah,
I'm facing tough opponents, like even some 5k recs, some 10k recs, jump into 500 Zoom, even jump into 200 Zoom. I saw some very familiar names into the Zoom pools, especially during those Corona times there, when no games are running for them. They are just going down because it's still good money that can be made in those Zoom pools. And then, what it comes down to, I think, is a lot of personal preference, what you like to do and what you especially like about the games. Then again, I think, it's a bit about your future as well and where you want to go, basically.
Yeah, true. And I think most important points is it's still the same game, so please apply the same strategies. Only when you play in the smaller Zoom games where ante is involved, yes, you should change your preflop raise sizings a little bit, but besides that, everything is more or less the same. So 3-bet only strategies still apply, cold core ranges still apply. In the big blind, all the stuff is still the same. We still have 2 cards, there's still flop turn river, so please don't change your poker strategy. That's definitely or this should be your takeaway from this video.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this little Zoom conversation. We'll see you next time, and thanks for your time, Cosmo.
Yeah, take care. Bye bye. Thanks for having me.